Okay, so we are going to try to put in a USB power port here in the back of my BMW E90, 2007 E90. So first thing we got to do is we got to take off the panel here. It's really simple. You've got two little tabs here. I've already done it, but I'm going to show you. You got two little tabs here. Just take a nice little screwdriver or something like a trim removal tool and go ahead and just push down on those two ends. And then there's two more down over here. You'll have to come up from underneath down here. You'll see there's the tabs right there. There's one here on this side, and then there's one here on that side. Also, there's this one cable that attaches to the bottom down here. I'm not quite sure what it's for. I'm guessing it's a temperature sensor. So we just remove that, and then it should come right out ready to go. So I've already marked the spot where I'm going to put the power supply, and then we're going to probably tap into these two wires here. These two wires are the ones for the power supply that's already inside the armrest here. So we're just going to tap into those, and then we'll work on that, and we'll go from there. Alright, so we're going to check to see which one of these is the positive or the one with all the power. I went ahead and turned on the car so the accessories are on. We're going to use a voltmeter here to check to see which one we got.
There's a couple ways we can do this. You can check for voltage drop, so put one on a known good ground and it should level off at 0. You can see when it's off it'll bounce around, you know, somewhere other than 0. And then we can check the positive and it should read 12 volts. Just like that. So
like
indeed the red is definitely positive and brown is negative.
Perfect. So that's the one we'll tap into.
Yep. Doing video.
Alright, so we went ahead and shortened the wires. On the positive one, or the red one here, the power wire, there's a 10 amp fuse on there, just so that we have an inline fuse. It's right there. We're going to go ahead and tie this one in here using these T connectors, and we'll just go ahead and tap it in.
So we're going to put that one there, slide this on here, shove it in there. Alright, now we got to squeeze that metal clip in there. I need a third hand. And it's done.
All right, and then we'll do the same thing for the negative side.
Slide that in there like that. Yeah, these clips have an opening on one end, a block on the other end. Hold that in there.
Okay. Alright. So now that we tapped into there, we've got our two ends. We're going to find our
We're going to double check
adapter.
the voltmeter before we put it all back together. We'll double.
Alright, so before we plug anything else up, we're going to check our voltmeter to see that we get 12 volts. So we turn the car back on, plugged everything in. Looks like we're getting 11.98, which is close enough to 12 for me. And then we'll just go ahead and plug everything up and before we drill any holes. Alright, so we went ahead and put the positive and negative lead on there to make sure it works. Nice blue lights. I don't know if you can see the blue lights there, but that lets me know we have power. Once we get everything all buttoned up together, I will plug a phone into it so we can see that it all works. Alright, so as you saw in the beginning of the video, I showed you where I marked the spot where we're going to drill the hole. We went ahead and drilled the hole. We used this nice little hole bit here. It was super simple. Didn't take very long, and then we're going to clean that up and we'll put the adapter in there. Alright, got it in there all nice and centered, just the way I like it. We got the piece in there and we'll flip it over on the back. It just twists on nice and tight up against there, and then we'll go ahead and install it back in the car. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and install this. We've got a positive and a negative side on the back of the adapter. We're going to hit the positive to the positive, the negative to the negative. Once we got that in there, we're going to go ahead and turn the car on, and we're going to check to make sure that it's still functioning. So let's do that now. Alright, so we got the car back on. We're going to go ahead and nice lights, pretty lights there. We're going to go ahead and plug this charger in. We got a nice Apple phone. Charge it up, old school, there you go. And look, it says it's charging. And looks like we got good power. Now, just so that you know that both of these are they're 5 volts, and then each slot is a 2.1 amp, so it should charge pretty much any Apple device, any Android device, any tablet. It gives it plenty of power. So we shouldn't have any problem. We're going to go ahead and button it up, and we'll go from there. Okay, so we got everything all buttoned up here. Everything's back where it needs to go. Got some power coming to the charging ports here. And that's it. We're all done. I appreciate everybody for watching. And if you have any questions, you can post them in the comments. Thanks.